Hey everyone, Jeremy here. It is Thursday night and we're going to create some art. It's going to be awesome. Continuing in my coffee pet series, I guess. Like I kind of moved a little bit from doing coffee wildlife. I'll come back to it soon, but I wanted to knock out a few pets just to see if I can do it in the same style. And so far it's been going pretty well. I thought tonight I would tackle one of my favorite pets, like a beagle. Beagles are so adorable. I've done a couple of drawings of beagles before, so I thought like let me give it a shot, see if I can paint a beagle as well. So that's what we're doing tonight. I see there's a couple of people in the room already. We got a kid in the room. We got Rome Dog. We've got Tom, and we got Cabin. So that's enough for a party. It's going to be great. You guys are already talking about food, making me hungry. All right, so I'm just going to jump right in. So as you can see, I've already kind of sketched out where I think this beagle might be on the page. So I'm going to just start with our usual um, method of like throwing down some coffee that we're going to drip using gravity and stuff like that. Just because I like that effect, I think it looks pretty cool. But yeah, I'm just going to jump right in. Hopefully, you guys are into the chatting mood tonight because like I feel like chatting already. Tom's asking me about the hot sauce. So I did a hot sauce challenge yesterday, and man, I'm still recovering. So like while you guys are talking about food, um, and because I can't sense the lighting is different, it's just that it's actually bright out today. So like here in the eastern side of the United States, it's 8 o'clock in the afternoon. So I still have like sun shining in through the window. This is what happens during the summertime. But yeah, it's a kids like how many times did you eat last night? So actually, surprisingly, it wasn't that bad. So like yeah, the hot sauce was like terrible. It made my stomach queasy and stuff like that, but it wasn't that bad. And I think I do know the secret to surviving a hot sauce challenge. Um, I've done enough of these so far. Like I've been doing them like every year. How are you a hot sauce master? I've been doing these for like I don't know the last 4 years and stuff. It's like an annual tradition, and I have learned. So you know me, I'm a nerd, right? So like I'm going to go off and I'm going to research the best way to survive a hot sauce challenge before like I even start a hot sauce challenge. So one of the tips I saw somewhere was that vodka and heavy cream um, helps you survive those hot sauce challenges. So it binds to the hot sauce and it makes it like less I don't know, like acidic or something. It's not it doesn't tear your insides up if you do this. So I'm like, well, I didn't have any heavy cream the first time I did it. I had some coffee creamer. So I'm like, I'm just gonna mix some vodka and coffee creamer, and it sounds gross. It really does sound gross, but it's not bad. It tastes actually pretty good. Um, I wouldn't call it like a traditional White Russian, but I would call it Kentucky Russian, and that's my little name for it because it is it's a little redneck to drink coffee creamer with your, and I'm not talking about just like regular coffee creamer. I'm talking about like French vanilla coffee creamer with your vodka, but it does actually taste pretty good. And here's the important part. I think it works. It binds to that hot sauce and it doesn't tear you up as much because I have gone to restaurants and put like hot sauce on my yeah, hillbilly Russian. There you go. So I have I've gone to restaurants and I put hot sauce on my food and stuff and I come away like with heartburn or my stomach's messed up or something like that. And I still have, don't get me wrong, it messed me up yesterday. But not as bad as you might imagine. I think that that is the secret. So if anybody out there is thinking about or have participated in hot sauce challenges, I think that's the key to survival. Get some of that heavy cream, and you don't have to be redneck like me. You can actually use you can actually make like a regular actual White Russian. That'll do it. So like heavy cream, vodka. Um, I don't know what it is about the vodka that works. Kevin's like, yeah, White Kentuckian probably isn't the best name for that. I said Kentucky. What did I say? I didn't say White Kentuckian. I said Kentucky Russian. There you go. Yeah, White Kentuckian is probably not the best name. Um, yeah, there you go. Leroy's signature drink. Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like I know it sounds kind of bad, but it is not that bad. It actually tastes really good, or surprisingly good. But then again, you know, you drink enough vodka, anything tastes good. It doesn't matter. Um, Yeah, so yeah, Mama Q. Like I only did that because Kilo did, and the challenge was like you guys were doing the roulette set. Me and Kilo were doing the cheap Walmart hot sauces. So like I don't know, like most of you guys have like a Walmart around you. I don't know how often you guys go to Walmart, but they have I think it's all Walmarts actually because like I went to a couple and they all had this they had like this little sample area where they just had like a big bin. You know how like you go to Walmart, there's that DVD bin where like a bunch of old movies and stuff for like $5. They have that for hot sauces, and there's a there's like a bunch of different hot sauces in there for like $1 a piece or something like that. And so that was the challenge I was doing. I was doing the kilo hot sauce challenge because she lives in I don't know exactly where she well, I don't know where she lives now, but she's from New Mexico, so like she knows her hot sauces. And yeah, so she was guzzling it. I'm like, well, if she's guzzling, I gotta guzzle it because a challenge is a challenge. And yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I regret that. That was not. That is that is when things started taking a dark turn. Because like up until then, I thought I was holding my own. I mean, it was spicy, but it wasn't like burning, burning. But then when you just guzzle it, you know, I think the only reason why I survived is because my stomach was already lined with coffee creamer. To be honest, like because it. Otherwise, I don't think so. Because like you should not guzzle hot sauce. But I'm not the smartest guy in the room. you know, even though even though it's not well advised to be drinking hot sauce, just guzzling it. That's what I did. So anyway, some of you guys have no idea what we're talking about. It was just a hot sauce challenge on a friend of ours stream, and it was pretty cool. I do like. I mean, it is fun. Like, I don't know. Not everybody's into hot sauce, but if you like hot sauces, you should do that hot sauce challenge. I don't know if it's the hot ones that started the whole hot sauce challenge thing, but it's fun because some of those hot sauces they are not made for flavor. Some of them are really tasty. All right, so some of them, even the ones that were really really high on the Scoville whatever, um, they actually tasted good. And the one I was thinking of is we had the Lola brand Trinidad Scorpion, I think it's called. So that's like up there. That's like 1.2 million and stuff. So you would think that's gonna tear you a new asshole. And probably like probably bad choice of words. But the thing is it actually tastes kind of good. I don't know. Like the other thing is I do like spicy food. So I do I do like Thai food. I like Cajun food. I like food with a kick anyway. So it's not like I'm going into this like without any kind of preparation, you know. Um, I I eat hot food, and so I don't know the Trinidad Scorpion from Lola. I can actually recommend that if you can take some heat. Like if you never had any hot sauce type deal, I don't recommend it straight off because it will tear you a new asshole. But if you're into hot sauces, I actually recommend that. It tastes good. It's not just hot; it tastes good. Um, the other stuff, I don't know. Some of it did not taste good at all. I'm trying to think. Some of the Melinda ones that I was trying, I don't know. It's hit or miss with them. They're mild. Melinda's milder sauces actually taste pretty good. So like I had a mango habanero one, but I had had that from before, so I knew it was good. I like that. That's pretty good. Their garlic is okay. Uh, I don't know if I'd recommend the garlic one, but I definitely like that mango one. Like that mango one, I have because I've been ever since I tried it, I buy more of it because it's really good. It's good on like scrambled eggs and things of that nature. Like I I can't even eat a sandwich anymore, like a ham sandwich, right? I love ham sandwiches. I eat the crap out of ham sandwiches. Um, but I can't even have like a ham sandwich anymore without some sort of hot sauce on it. That's how much heat I'm used to taking. So it it was a bit of a challenge just because of the amount. Like I made Like in the past, I actually made like not like actual hot wings and stuff like that. Like I grilled some one year. That was fun. This time I kind of phoned it in a little bit. I just had like some chicken nuggets, and I made like I don't know like 25 chicken nuggets, and I ate most of them last night. So that's the other part of the challenge. It's partly the hot sauce, and then it's also the you know it's an eating challenge because like I don't know we were doing that for like 2 hours. That's a lot of food, and I'm actually trying to eat less. Like I want to want to lose some weight, and I've been trying to exercise and eat less lately. Then you guys got me eating all these chicken wings or chicken nuggets. But anyway, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Good people, good fun. Whenever you're whenever you're in the company of friends, whether it's online or you know not like in person or whatever, it's never bad. There's a quote about that, but I can't remember it, so I'm not going to try. Something about wine. There's never enough wine in the company of good friends. Something like that. I don't know. It's pretty close. So. Yeah, I was not feeling well. Kid, that was not. So that was not acting. That is. I was not feeling well, and it's because it's a combination, like I said, of the amount of hot sauce. It's not the hot sauce itself. It's the amount of hot sauce, the amount of food, and of course the guzzling of the hot sauce, which no one should do. Don't do that. That was dumb. You should not just like you should not just drink hot sauce. I don't know. Maybe my stomach's messed up from all the bourbon and it doesn't matter. I don't know. It's good. It's good though. Like oh, Larry's in the house. Cool. Oh, and Packer Jack came in as well. Yeah, I think I shouted out to everybody. We got Tom, we got Mama Q came in. Um got Packer. Okay, Larry. Cool. And we got Beagle. Beagle dog. Yeah, like I said, I drew a beagle recently, but I think painting a beagle would be nice. Ugh, yeah, still burping stuff up. But yeah, like if you are gonna do a hot sauce, yeah, it's a full house room. If you are gonna do a hot sauce challenge, have some sort of like cream or something in your cream, have some sort of cream in your stomach. There you go. The heavy cream. I don't know why they recommend the vodka. Some sort of chemical reason, I'm sure it binds to the hot sauce chilies or some junk. I don't know. You can look it up. But as a nerd, I went and did research before I did my first hot sauce challenge, so I kind of knew um, some tips and tricks going into it. And yeah, I mean, I'm here to testify. It works. Try the try the heavy cream. Try white Russian. That's basically it's basically a white Russian recipe. In fact, I'm trying to think what else is in white Russians besides heavy cream and vodka. I guess like milk. But I'm trying to think. I think that's basically it. So yeah, if you drink a white Russian with your hot sauce, it's better than just drinking milk. I think. That's what I heard. I heard that the vodka is better than just drinking milk by itself. And if you're gonna drink milk, don't like I don't know, like get the skim milk or the I don't know, we drink like a lot of 2%. I just kind of grew up with that. My mom's diabetic, so like I have always drunk 2% growing up. Don't do that. Go for the whole milk. That's it. That's all I got to report on that side, guys. It was a lot of fun. Um, Probably my best advice is just don't do it. Accidentally filled in an area I didn't want to, so I'm gonna mop some of that up. Again, working with coffee, this is one of the things I like about it. I accidentally did this like little ridge here that I didn't want to do, and I'm able to just kind of remove that by mopping it up. So it's not perfectly mopped up, but this area here is going to be darker. This area here is going to be lighter because this is like the edge of his ear, kind of catching the light. So I want that to be kind of white. And in fact, I could probably still at this stage use, yeah, just use a paper towel. There you go. Got distracted, got a little carried away there. It's all good. Um, Mama Q says, I don't like wings or hot sauce and have the flu and would do it again in a hot second. There you go. Hey, you were doing great though. Like, especially I I would imagine it helped with the cold. If your sinuses or like your nose is all clogged up and stuff, why not hot sauce? So hopefully it actually helped with it. That'd be cool. Yeah, but like I have allergies, so my nose is always clogged up anyway. Um, that's what does kind of suck about hot foods. Like once you start eating it, like your nose starts running, and so I don't. Maybe you guys can answer this. I don't know. So like it does feel like your tongue is on fire when you eat this stuff, and you start sweating. You start reacting as if it's hot. Like I don't know. It's like 80 degrees out. It's not that bad out actually today, but it's enough to get you sweating. That's how you feel like when you eat the hot sauce. So here's my question. Let's say that you're going on a hiking trip in the winter and you want to make sure that you don't die of like hypothermia or something like that. Should you pack hot sauce? Like, is hot sauce gonna warm you up if you got like really cold or something? Like, if it's like really, really super cold outside and you're stranded in the woods and you are you're probably going to freeze to death. Does it make sense to guzzle hot sauce, or is that a different kind of heat? I don't know. I honestly do not know. I just know that you start sweating as if you're somebody's got a torch on you or something like that. So in my mind, I'm like, well, maybe this is not medical advice, people. I should probably throw that out as a disclaimer. In my mind, because I'm dumb, it seems like that would be a good survival technique is to just guzzle some hot sauce if you are cold. Rome says, I think it's different, but great thinking. I appreciate that. That seems like a pity endorsement. I appreciate it. Tom says, I think the hot sauce would be frozen. Does hot sauce freeze? I don't know. Because like there's a lot of vinegar and stuff in that. I really don't know. Does that stuff freeze? I've never tried to put it in the freezer or anything like that. Um, like I'm not even sure. Are you supposed to refrigerate it after opening? I don't know. I do, but then also I've been to like restaurants where hot sauce is just sitting out. I don't know. It's just like sitting out in the. But so is the ketchup and stuff, and I put ketchup in the fridge. I don't know. Now that I think about it, hot sauce from a restaurant sounds kind of gross. It's not really good stuff either. Sad. I don't want to downgrade like I don't want to dump on anybody's favorite hot sauce, but I think it's always that like Texas Pete and stuff. And if that's your favorite hot sauce, I apologize, but to me, um, that's not good hot sauce. It might be okay in a fix, but Larry says a good friend of mine sent me Billy the Kid hot sauce from New Mexico. Nice. It was pretty dang hot, but has a good flavor. Hot sauce is good for the heart. Um, New Mexico people, they know their spices, they know their peppers. My brother, who is a chef, when we went out to New Mexico, um, like that was his whole thing. He was going so that he could buy some peppers that they only have on sale. Like they only sell there because they make it there. And I think I told the story about how we accidentally took a wrong turn and went through Los Alamos, and he's got a big bushel of like red peppers on his lap. When we went through the security gate. It's funny. This this brush here has got some peeling paint on it, and it keeps falling on my picture. But I love this brush. This is a nice brush, so I don't mind it. Um, yeah. So like the weird thing though is I had trouble finding an authentic like I don't know Southwest restaurant when I went out to New Mexico. Like I really struggled. Like when I went to Taos, I was looking for a place to you go down south, you want authentic southern fried chicken or something like that. It's the same thing if you go out west, you want authentic food from the Southwest, and I know, like, I know Southwest's pretty like generic and stuff, but I couldn't find any restaurant that was just all about Southwest food. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe I didn't look hard enough. Tom says, vodka goes in the freezer. Vinegar is a preservative, probably. So yeah. So I don't know if vinegar freezes. Vodka doesn't freeze, does it? I don't think vodka freezes. I think when you throw it in the freezer, it just kind of cools down. So the perspective of this dog, the other eye, so like one eye you'll be able to see. I think it's this one. The other one you'll just kind of see like the brow or something like that. And I'm thinking that would be this. So let me get a. It's a little early for my precision brush, but I'm gonna go with it anyway. I do like to do at least one of these coffee paintings a week, just because like I don't know. I feel like this is my primary type of art that I do, and then the other stuff is like more experimentation. Um, so I kind of I like to stay and practice on this and just continue to create that body of work. I think I've got like I don't know 10 of these just in a closet. I gotta get some frames. That's the problem. So um, frames aren't cheap. Like frames are because it's coffee, you don't really want it to just be in a frame or like on a canvas or something like that. You want it to be behind glass just because it's probably safe for the most part from the elements or like humidity or things like that, but a little extra protection behind glass is probably good. And you don't probably wouldn't want the glass to actually touch the the painting. I guess I probably should put like care instructions on some of these coffee paintings that I sent out to you guys because like um kid said Geppetto's still blind. So Geppetto's holding his stomach because he's not feeling very well either. Anyway, I should probably send some care instructions along with these pictures, like whenever I send them out, because like you really should have it behind glass in a frame and then not actually touching the glass. Like it doesn't, it's not a big deal if it's touching the glass, but because it's coffee, you know, you wouldn't want it to like stick to the glass or anything like that. That's my thinking at least. So you probably want to have a mat and you definitely want it to be behind glass. So it's the frames. But I think I'm going to invest in some frames soon because I really want, I think I have plenty of coffee pictures for that coffee shop that these are going to. So I I want to cross that off my bucket. Like I am so far behind on things that I wanted to do. Like I feel like I'm always playing catch up. I'm always playing catch up because I'm always taking on new projects. That's the problem. I need to like just chill on accepting new projects and just kind of like crunch through all of the existing projects I've got. But I don't know. I'm working on it. I feel like I'll be caught up soon. But yeah, I do think that do think getting some of these pictures framed and down to that coffee shop, that's definitely something I want to do. Just because then I have something hanging up, you know. Okay, Larry says, but Geppetto hears all and listens good. Yes, because he's brave and in the wood. He needs some eyeballs though. He really does. Like kid's got a good point. But like what kind of eyes would he have, you know? Like once you give him an eyes, he so right now, all right, let's so right now Geppetto is a blank slate for your imagination, right? Geppetto, he's got a male name, but he could be a female for all you know. I don't know. Like once you put a face on Geppetto, he starts taking on like specific attributes where it's no longer just in your imagination. It's like when you read a book. You know, you might picture the characters being a certain way or looking a certain way or something like that. Like usually in a book, they kind of provide a description of the character and stuff like that, but it's still left up to your imagination and interpretation. But then once they cast that live action, like they make a movie out of your book, Geppetto, Geppetto and Gilpetto. I'm gonna have to pick up another one and call it Gilpetto. That's funny. Um, but yeah, once they make a live action movie out of your favorite book, um, you know, now that actor becomes the person. So like I don't know, just because I'm a big nerd and because there's the Deadpool and Wolverine movie coming out. So in the comic books, Wolverine is actually pretty short. He's like 4 feet tall or something like that, and he's like really stocky. So even though Wolverine in the movies came off pretty well with Hugh Jackman, Hugh Jackman is too tall to play like a authentic Wolverine, like a Wolverine from the comics. So like you read those comics or you read like some description of Wolverine, and your first pick wouldn't be a 6 foot guy, a tall guy, because he's supposed to be like 4 foot something. He's supposed to be short, you know. So I don't know. Once you put a face on Geppetto, it kind of takes some of the imagination away. Right now, he's a need to send Geppetto a jaunty hat. Mm. This is starting to get some dust on it, so hopefully it's not too bad. There you go, Mama, Mama Q. He's got a jaunty hat. It's a little bit too big for his head though. It's a little bit too big. Probably needs to come down a size. But I also have scuba gear for him, but I can't remember where to put it. One of these days he's going to be wearing scuba gear. Yeah, he's got one of those big old floppy hats. He still needs to be painting his self-portrait too. So like that's coming up soon. Whenever I get to it. Like I said, I come up with these projects and I never finish them. I still have video footage from that horse show I went to. I was supposed to make a video out of it. I haven't done it yet. So I don't know. I don't know, guys. I feel like I am super busy all the time, but I'm actually enjoying life, so maybe that's not so bad. Like, there's been times in my life when I've been bored to tears and miserable, and right now I am way too far extended for myself. But I'm actually having a good time. Yeah, Mama Q, I do need an assist. Scuba Steve, I like it. I do need an assistant. I need somebody to drink my hot sauces for me. Take, fall on that grenade for me. The one of the other challenges is like, while I'm sitting here doing the live stream with the hot sauce challenge here, like where I always do my pictures. So my dogs are like there, and all they smell is like chicken nuggets, so they want that. Throughout that entire stream, I had a dog underneath the table here, and then another dog in my face wanting my chicken nuggets, and I had to be careful because like I would give them some chicken nuggets, but I didn't want to give them any chicken nuggets that accidentally had hot sauce on it because that would be bad. So that was a bit of a challenge because like I'm not always paying attention. Like I've drunk my paint water by accident, so like it would be bad to poison my dogs with hot sauce. They're mad at me today. Like you see them zonked out over there. It's because they had a vet appointment today. They are not happy. They had to go and get their annual shots today, and neither of them like going to the vet. But Guinness does it better than Bear does. Bear is yeah, Guinness did get some camera time. Yeah, yeah, he's an older dog, so he has that big white beard and everything like that. But he's adorable. I love Guinness. He's just a little tiny puppy, but he's got a lot of personality. Um, he's he's got some mental issues, and I say that lovingly, but I do think that like I don't know I think he would if he was a human being. I think he would be autistic because he's both super smart and also super dumb. And I don't mean that autistic people are dumb. I'm just saying that like he goes back and forth between these two extremes. So he is so smart that he can solve any problem that you give to him. So like you can give him some sort of puzzle, like you can take a chicken nugget and hide it somewhere in this room, and he will find it out. Like, and it could be in a box. He'll get that box open. He'll sort through all of that stuff. But then also, he's not all that bright. Um, like uh, he's definitely got some issues there. Um, and then also he has he definitely has some sort of brain something because he has seizures as well. They're not that often. They're maybe like one a year or something like that. But every now and then he actually seizes up. Like it's actually kind of common with dogs. I learned, I don't know. This is the first dog I've ever had that has seizures. The Took him to the vet. The vet says, well, like unless it happens like on the regular or something, there's not much you can do about it. First time it freaked me out. But now it's just like, well, it's just something he goes through every now and then. Um, Freaking dust balls from somewhere. It's just something he goes through now and then, and there's really not much that can be done about it. Like, there's no real fix for it. But anyway, so I feel bad for him from that standpoint. But he's such an adorable dog. I love him. He's so great. He's got so much personality that he kind of looks like this dog actually from the side. But anyway, he's got so much. He's a tiny dog, but he packs a big punch. There you go. But he's definitely a lot more interesting than he was when he was a puppy. So when he was a puppy, I was I wasn't too impressed with him. Like we wanted a dog that was a lap dog, but he was like scared of everything. He didn't want to go out anywhere. He he would kind of like be afraid of everything. And I was like, oh man, this dog is never going to really enjoy their lives. Um but then we got Bear, and he really opened up. So as it turns out, he just needed a friend, and I didn't realize that. It's so weird. But that's exactly what it was. He just opened up so much when we got the second dog, and now they're inseparable, which kind of bums me out a little bit because like Guinness, he's of a certain age. I don't know how much longer he's got. I'm sure it's still a few years and everything, but he's at least old enough where I start thinking about, wow, one day Bear might be around and Guinness might not be, and that just makes me so sad, because they're like two peas in a pot, and I don't know. And then Bear's something else. So like, Bear, Bear, I don't feel bad calling Bear dumb. Bear is dumb. Bear is the dumbest dog I've ever had. She is not smart. She can't figure out anything. She's just cute, right? So like she's just a pretty dumb dog. And she uh she is afraid of everything. Um so like if somebody comes into the house, even somebody comes into the house that she knows, she runs up the stairs and barks from behind the door. So she's like, "Arr, arr, arr," but she's like hiding under up here or something. And somebody just came home. That's all there is to it. It's not like it's like some murderer at the door or something like that. So she's not very good as a watchdog, but maybe as an alarm dog. That's about it. Because she's not going to protect anything. She's just going to let you know that somebody is there. Um, but so like when we go to the vet, she's the type of dog that is so afraid to even be there. Like she just hates it. Like you always see in the movie um the dog's like holding his feet out, not wanting to go and stuff. That's her. Like you basically have to drag her in through the front door. That's the only thing that she's really super smart about. She knows when the vet ride is coming. She hates it. She hates that. But they're both adorable dogs. I love them. They're great. They're so sweet. Bear is the sweetest dog I have ever met. So she's she's cute, dumb, and sweet. She's super sweet. There's not a mean bone in her body. Um, I don't know. I don't know if that's the same for Guinness. I think Guinness secretly wants to murder my cat. He's nice about it whenever I'm around, but you can tell in his eyes like he wants to murder the cat. I think he's part hunting dog. I do think there's some hunting dog in him. Oh, sorry, I missed your comment, Mama Q. Sorry, my dog had had his third seizure last week, lost his bladder this time, snapped right out of it and looked at it, it's like, why am I wet? Yeah. Um, yeah, so like, I mean, hopefully your dog has the same that mine has, where it's not something that you have to be super concerned about. The vet told me that as long as it's not happening on like a regular basis, and for the most part, it's not like um, I keep a log of it now. Like when it first happened, and like I didn't expect it to happen again, so I didn't log it back then. But now I do, and they're spaced out, so several months at least, but probably like a handful a year at the most. And so I'm not super concerned about it. Hopefully your dog's in the same um, situation, because then it's not something that you would need to worry about. Your oldest dog is wearing diapers at night now. Oh, that is cute. Yeah. Um, yeah, they do make doggy diapers, don't they? That's cute. Um, but yeah, so rare that we don't have to do medication. Exactly. So if it doesn't happen all that often, you don't have to do medication. But it is super scary, especially the first time, because and you feel so bad for them. Um, like I'm still not 100% sure if the dog knows what's going on. Like if I don't know how that works in human beings who have seizures. I have a friend who has seizures. Maybe I'll ask them. But like I don't know if they're like conscious through the experience. It seems like Guinness is whenever he has a seizure, but I don't really know. Like the first couple of times, I didn't really know exactly what was happening, so I'm like trying to, get it, like break the spell, I guess. So like he's having a seizure, and I'm like, trying to see if he wants a dog treat or something like that, just to kind of distract him from it. But there's no point in that. But I don't know if he's actually conscious. Like I don't know if he's aware that like I've got him all cuddled up and everything like that because I feel bad for the little guy. I don't know if he's aware of all that. I hope he is, but I don't really know. So but yeah, he has that. He's had that for a couple of years now. The worst part is, so he thinks he's a cat. Um, so he thinks he's a cat, and he'll climb up on the back of the couch. So it's because when he was a puppy, so this is fun. Uh, I don't think I ever told this story. So when Guinness was a puppy, he was this cute little adorable fuzzball, right? So whenever I would go driving in the car, you know how like you put your dog in the passenger seat or sometimes in your lap if it's a small dog. Um, he was only happy if he was sitting on my shoulders. So he's sitting on my shoulders, and I've got a picture of it. It's adorable. He's sitting up on my shoulders like a little parrot. Um, because he's a puppy, and it was so sad when he outgrew that because he was wanting to get up on my shoulders, but he was just too big, and it's like, oh, that was a very sad day because it's like, oh man, you outgrew sitting on my shoulders. But anyway, he still like heights now. Like I said, he thinks he's a cat. So he'll climb up on the back of the couch, and he likes to climb up on the back of the couch and like look out the window, see what the neighbors are up to, things like that. So the thing is with the seizures, my concern is that he's going to because he's done that before. He fell off the back of the couch. I'm afraid that's the kind of stuff I'm worried about. Is like he'll be doing something like that and fall and hurt himself for real. So anyway, you can't really predict these things. It's not like you can say, "Oh, he's gonna have a seizure today. Don't go up on the couch." But it doesn't seem to bother him too much. Like obviously, when it's going on, it bothers him, but it doesn't seem to affect his life that much. I tell him every time, like, hey, don't worry about it, man. Julius Caesar had seizures, and that's true. Yeah, Julius Caesar had epilepsy. Not everybody knows that. So he's in good company, I think. Your doggy is in good company, Mama Q, and I wish the best for your dog. Uh, hopefully, hopefully the seizures doesn't really bother your dog as much that much either. It's kind of weird. I don't know how common it is with dogs, but I've never had a dog that had seizures before, so it scared the shit out of me when I first started. Like, oh man, because he wasn't that old, you know. And the dog I had before him, he's a replacement dog because I took the other dogs passing like really hard because that one was my best friend. And for him to like start having problems and everything, I was like, oh man, again, going through this again. Like it's always tough. Like whenever a dog passes away, you kind of want a new dog, but then also you don't. Like I had to get talked into having another dog after my other one passed away, and now I'm happy. But yeah, it is kind of scary, Lorraine. It's not. I don't know how Mama Q feels about it, but on my end, it's not as scary as it was the first couple of times. Like now, it's like, oh, okay, he's having one of his fits. It's not a big deal. But yeah, he's got some sort of neurological something going on. And like I said, I do think that he is whatever the doggy form is of autistic because he seems like I don't know neurodivergent. I guess is the way I would put it. He doesn't seem to think like normal dogs do, which is good. I mean, it's awesome. Like he's got part border collie in him, and my understanding is that border collies are super smart. So I think that's where he gets it from. Like border collies, this guy had one, and I would love to have a border collie, but you can't have a border collie unless you're fully committed to like entertaining that dog, because they are so smart that if you don't give them puzzles to work out, they take it out on just random like they're the I don't know, you know how like teenagers are like if they're not occupied or something, they start getting destructive and they just start, acting out and things like that. That's how border collies are. So like if you don't give them something to occupy their mind, um they go insane and just tear up shit. But I think that Guinness has part of that going on, like a border collie type thing where he likes puzzles and he likes to keep his mind active. But yeah, so border collies. This guy had a border collie, and he actually trained it to know like 1,000 individual words. And I forget the story behind it. You probably look it up just by searching for border collie 1,000 words or something like that. But he uh, he taught that dog 1,000 individual words and their meanings and stuff like that. Like I don't know. Like an example would be not just a ball. He would tell the dog to go and get a ball, but he would say like a red ball or something like that. And somehow, even though dogs are colorblind, the dog knew what a red ball was versus a green ball. Um, so I think that's kind of fascinating. I like smart dogs like that. And but if you're going to get a smart dog like that, you have to be committed to like occupying its mind because like just like some dogs really need the exercise, other dogs need the mental stimulation. But that's kind of how I feel like Guinness is. I feel like I have to give him puzzles every now and then. So like I don't know. And also maybe because I'm an asshole, but I like to take like his dog treats and like you know make him work to get them. I like to do the whole thing where I'll put like a treat in one hand and nothing in the other, and then I'll like mix it up and like behind my back and be like which one it is, and he'll like paw at which one it is. I love doing that. That's so much fun. And then I trick him sometimes by having like uh, something in both hands, right? So like he'll be satisfied and think that he already got his treat when there's another treat waiting for him. Or sometimes when I'm feeling really devious, there will be nothing in the hands and it's actually sitting behind me, and he has to figure that out. But he's pretty good. He responds to all of my challenges like a champ, and I guess he forgives me because like he keeps coming back for more. But yeah, Guinness is great. I love Guinness. Um, he's got some sort of mental issue, but it's a cute kind. Um, I was worried about him, but I'm not that worried anymore. I mean, something will happen to all my dogs at some point. It's just nature. But I'm not that worried right now. I'm a little bit worried. I mean, they so like they're not young anymore. They're trying to trying to think how old they are, but they're not super young anymore. I don't know. I'm not worried about it today. They have a clean bill of health. They went to the vet. They have a clean bill of health. There you go. Worry about stuff some other day. Today they just get to be cute, but they're mad at me. They did not like going to the vet. So even though the vet says that I gotta stop feeding them treats, I gave them some treats when I got home because they deserve it. Because they're good dogs, good boys and girls. They're zonked out. They don't even know what I'm talking about. I need to get a beagle. This beagle's looking cute. Anybody have a beagle out there? If you have a beagle, I bet you it looks just as adorable as this one. Beagle's a good hunting dog too. So I feel like even though I've been doing dogs, I need to do another cat. I only have one cat if I'm going to be doing pets. Um, I feel like beagles are still in. Oh, you have a beagle. Cool. Does it look anything like this? Um, is it a beagle or is it mixed with something else? Or I feel like beagles are still like in the realm of hunting animals, right? So like if I'm doing wildlife pictures and stuff, a beagle is. I think a beagle still counts as like a wildlife nature kind of picture. Yeah, beagles are adorable. I like dogs with these kind of jowls, like I think that looks super cute. A beagle and cocker spaniel. She's a bocker, boker, beagle and cocker spaniel. So a bocker. Okay, her name is Duchess. She's a rescue. That's adorable. That's cool. Nice. I feel like I'm a I don't know, like a psychic guessing pet names and stuff like that. Anyone out there got a beagle, something in the beagle range, like Bocker. I like it. So, Mama Q, you did the roulette of hot sauces. Was there any that you couldn't handle, or do you feel like it was a breeze, or is it like would you do it again? Because my understanding is this was your first time doing any kind of hot sauce challenge. I think she looks like you're painting, but the for a solid. Oh, okay, cool, cool. Um, Yeah, so like I my understanding is that this was the first time that you've done any sort of like hot wing challenge or had hot sauces to the degree that you did. Um, so I'm kind of curious, would you do it again? Is there any particular one that you liked the most? Um, any that stand out? Any that you would just like burn? Like one of those Melinda ones, I did not like. I would not eat that again. And it's not that it was too hot. It just didn't taste really good. I don't know what was going on there. I forget which one it was, but I don't know. Something about it. It's just it tasted off. The really spicy one, the super spicy one that Kilo made me get. Um, uh, I actually like the flavor of that one. That one, I would, even though it's so super hot, I would have that again. If anybody out there is looking for a $1 hot sauce that actually tastes pretty good, like a sample size, it's called Lola. And it's the Trinidad Scorpion one, and you can pick it up at like Walmart in one of those bins for $1. Because that was the whole thing. We were trying to keep it like super cheap, just uh, just to have the Walmart hot sauce challenge. Mama Q says, "Yep, first hot sauce ever. I would do it again with you guys. I thought they all tasted terrible." Well, at least you would do it again with us. It was actually a fun kind of hangout anyway. Like Ben was going over his treasure hunt that they had a finder for. That's kind of cool. That came out of left field. Nobody was expecting that. That's cool. So yeah, it was a good time. It's just fun hanging out with friends, chatting and stuff. I've been thinking about it, and that's really what this channel is. Like, I know it's an art show and stuff, but if it was an art show, I would be doing more standalone videos and putting those out there. It's really about the live streams and just hanging out with you guys. It's an excuse to hang out. It's like, yeah, let's watch Jeremy paint a picture while we're just chatting. It's really about the chatting. Rum Dog says, looking good, Jeremy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Larry says, my neighbor had many beagles, very good hunting dogs. Oh, I've got a picture like that. Um, there was since you said many beagles, maybe I should expand this and do another picture at some point. Um, there was at some parade, I think it was back at St. Patrick's Day, there was like a beagle group or something that was coming through, and it was a bunch of different beagles. Yeah, it looked cute, really cute. But yeah, Larry says his neighbor had many beagles, very good hunting dogs. I never ran dogs though. Mama Q says previous years sounded like you guys found a few hot sauces that had a good flavor. Yeah, so the first one we did was the Rick and Morty hot sauce challenge. That was okay. That wasn't as good as the Melinda ones, but again, I was having the Melinda ones last night, and there's some that are not good. And but yeah, there are some good flavors, like that mango habanero one. That's really good. I just like that because it has like kind of this fruity thing to it. Yeah, I've got a really cool picture of a bunch of beagles and stuff, like wandering around with the guys with I don't know, the red coats and all that stuff. I've always wanted a teacup beagle. They come small. They come smaller. Like they have like little mini beagles. That'd be cute. Um, I don't know when it is. I'm gonna have to look it up because I missed it last year, and I want to make sure that I don't miss it this year. They have a wiener dog race at the local horse track, um, kind of as a I don't know, like a. It's not like a real race or anything like that. It's more for. I think it's actually a charity thing, but it's also like a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. But they have like wiener dogs race on a big old horse track. So like most people know what a horse track looks like. Obviously, it's for horses, so it's pretty big. And like what they do is they have the owners of the little wiener dogs go out on the track, and they stand. So there's usually like partner. So like if you have a spouse or something, it makes sense. But if otherwise, you'd have to bring a friend or something. So one person would stand at one end with the beagle. Sorry, not the beagle, the wiener dog, and then the other person would stand at the other end, and they would like have their toys, or they would have like some little noise, or they would be like, "Hey, over here" and stuff. So the idea was to get your wiener dog to run over to your partner as fast as possible and beat all the other dogs. And it is just adorable to watch because those wiener dogs do not always run to their owner. Instead, they run off down the track or they run in the wrong direction or, it's just pure chaos. It's basically when they, I think there's like a horn or something. When they blow the horn, it's like it's just pure chaos. Just wiener dogs running all over the horse track. It's nuts. Um, I have some video of it somewhere. Yeah, there you go, kid. It is hilarious to see. Mommy Q's, yep, a tiny little beagle that you can fit in your pocket. Oh, I want one. I think they bred them to fit in aristocrat saddlebags on their horses. Nice. Yeah, I would love to have one of those. That sounds cute. I'm gonna have to look that up because I like miniature things. Um, I like uh, I like miniature horses. I like miniature dogs. Even miniature people. Little people and stuff. They're like miniature. Like now, I'm not even just talking about kids. I'm talking about like little people. They're so cute. Little people are adorable. Um, Rum Dog says you're my only friends. Aw. Well, thanks, Rum Dog. I'm glad that you stuck it out here and hang out with us every time that we do a stream. I appreciate that. Glad to have met you. Would hang out with you in real life easy. By real life, I mean like actual life, like if I ever saw you in person. But that's kind of cool. Yeah. So like, I mean, I like that aspect of this. So like, it is technically an art show. Like, I'm gonna talk about what I'm doing, maybe give some art tips if I know any. But for the most part, it is just kind of hanging out with friends. So I don't think I'll ever not do the live stream aspect of it because I really do enjoy it. Um, I mean, I've been doing it like 3 times a week lately, but at least once a week. You gotta at least do it once a week because it's the highlight of my week, you know? It's fun hanging out with you guys. I've got to know you guys a little bit more over the months and geez, going on years for some of you guys. Um, and I think you're all really cool people. I don't want to like say family. I feel like that's kind of cliche and stuff, but it's kind of close to that, you know? Like you guys are uh you guys are really good friends. See that you see like often during the week and stuff. It's pretty close to it. All right, so this like little guy, he's got these like little, let's call them beauty marks, even though I don't know what they are. They're like not really moles. They're like where the whiskers come out of, I think. But I'm gonna call them beauty marks. A couple of these little things through here. There's I wonder if I can. It's a little early to draw the whiskers. I'm gonna save that for later, but I want to kind of get some of these dots in here. I'll come back and darken those up later. I just want to get those in there. Yeah, what did happen to Hader? He just dropped out at some point. I haven't seen him in a while. He was coming in here all the time. I will have to check other people's streams and see if he shows up there. Like, I don't know, maybe he just didn't like something I said. I don't know. But I haven't seen him in a while. He was a pretty regular guy too. Um, Part of his name was he had Team Olivia in his name, so pretty cool guy. I don't know what happened to him. He was he, I shouldn't talk about him like in past tense. He is from the UK. So I don't know. Maybe that was also one of the reasons I started doing like some Saturday morning ones and stuff is because I know that some people are in different time zones. So like Just Dave, for example, Just Dave watches the show like all the time, but he has to watch it um, the pre-recorded thing. He can't watch it in real time. But the Saturday ones, he's been tuning in for that, which is kind of cool. So like I do like the idea of doing a morning one sometimes, just to catch different people from different time zones and stuff. I think the Saturday morning one is probably a little bit too early. I do it 10 o'clock my local time, which is for most of the country in the United States, that's pretty early, especially on a Saturday. Um, So I don't know, but it works for me. I like 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I have no idea what ended up happening with him. Lorraine says, "Thanks for doing great drawings, Jeremy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching. Because it would be kind of super awkward for me to. I mean, I'm not above doing it. I would totally talk to myself. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I just talk to my dogs. I might talk to Geppetto, but it's nice talking to you guys. Nice. Because you guys talk back and you guys give me things to talk about. Usually it's food related because you guys really like your food for some reason. But you guys often have things to suggest. So, let's see. Yeah, Hader said he would tune in for every show. I hope he's okay. Yeah, that's what concerns me. He was tuning in for every show, and he just abruptly disappeared. So, I will spend some time looking into that and see what happened. I hope he's okay too. I recall he said something about um, some medical stuff. I hopefully or maybe I'm confusing him with somebody else. There was somebody who was holed up for a little while with medical stuff. I hope he is okay. All right, so this Beagle, all this is like white chest area, right? So in order to show white chest on like white background, you do kind of have to kind of work in like a negative space. So like I can have this bit over here. I know it's going to look like it part of his body, but it's not really. It's just stuff going on over here. And that kind of also so that this white area of his chest can like really stand out. And just going to kind of splat in some areas here. So a little bit early for like the splat effects and stuff like that, but it works for this scenario because like you do need to show this white chest area. That'll work. Can always fix that later. It is one of the things that I like about doing these pictures. I do have kind of a consistent, like I like that I can take all my coffee pictures. I can't do this with anything else. Like, well, maybe the ink one. Oh, I wrote something on a piece of paper last night. I think I wrote like I'm feeling ill or something because I had eaten all that hot sauce, and I left the pin cap off of one of my pens. So one of my favorite pens is dead. It dried out. One of my brush pens. It sucks. So I guess I'm gonna have to get a new one of those. But I don't know. I'm just sharing that with you guys. It doesn't mean anything. It's just one pen, but that was like frustrating. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, yeah. So like I don't know. Maybe my ink pictures are kind of consistent in how they look, but most of my stuff is not consistent. I'm like all over the place with different styles and different things that I try out and stuff. Um, One of the things I like about my coffee pictures is that I can kind of stack them up against each other, and they all do look like they're from the same person. They all have a consistent style to them. They all have a like a similar look. They're all vastly different creatures, but all the creatures look like they belong in a series, and I like that. I think that's really cool. Um, Even the ones I've given away, I kept pictures of all the ones that I did. So I think I'm going to create like an online gallery of all the ones I've done, just so that there's like a collection of them in one place. You can go on the community tab of this channel and see them all there. Well, for the most part, all of them. But I think it would be. I think I can make it look a little bit better, like with tiles and stuff like that. I think that would be kind of cool. Just like an online gallery. We all got to fly to London and do a manhunt. Um, I don't know if he'd appreciate that, but he did invite us all. He did say like, hey, if we ever want to go to London, we can hit him up and stuff. I don't know if he, I don't know how much he wanted us to show up, but yeah, nice little health and welfare check. I think that's what they call it. I'm sure he's fine. He sounded like he was a young professional, and I know how that goes. Sometimes you get pretty busy. Uh, I don't remember if he said he was a developer or not, like a programmer. He certainly gave the impression that he knows his way around that kind of stuff. Um, so sometimes you get lost in a project for those kind of things. So I'm going to I'm going to be positive on this, and I'm going to say that he's probably fine. He just probably got busy. I don't really know, and I'm definitely going to look into it, but I'm sure he's okay. Hater, if you're watching this, recognize we missed you and we're concerned about you. So drop a comment. Let us know you're okay. Or some of you guys that also know Hater, like Ida, uh, he pops into her channel sometimes and stuff. If you see Hater, tell him we said hi and let us know. I don't know if any of these people actually watch the reruns of these things. They usually come in for the live stream, but who knows? Who knows? world is a lot smaller than you might think. People do know each other, see each other, and whatnot. But yeah, it's kind of a cool little community here, you know? Like, it's an aspect that I didn't expect. Kevin says, I just scrolled through a few older videos and I'm not seeing any of haters' comments, so it may be an account thing. It may be. Oh, you're saying so like maybe he dumped his account and um and he's just like gone off of YouTube. Maybe. Detective Kevin's on the case. He's gonna figure this out. I'm sure he's fine. Like I am not worried. I am kind of curious, but I'm not worried. I don't I don't get the sense that he's not well. So I don't hopefully. But yeah, he was a pretty regular. But see, some people do come and go. Like I said, just Dave. He was watching all my shows and stuff, but then he's from the UK, so like different time zones and stuff like that. He's only able to watch them later. I've got some people who pop in now and then, and you know they're gone for like a minute, and then they come back, and it's just the nature of the thing. You have your. I consider you guys like it's been a minute, calf a month. I consider most of you guys like the regulars, where you guys make it like if some of you guys didn't show up, I would be really really concerned because like you guys usually do show up, but then others it's like they come and go, and who knows, like you never know nowadays. Maybe I said something. Maybe it's my breath. I don't know. Sometimes I unintentionally make jokes that, like, I think I made a joke about little people earlier that I wish I could take back in case the little person's watching this. Um, but yeah, like sometimes I make jokes not intending to be offensive, but then maybe I was accidentally or something. I would just like to put out there, just, because we do live in a world where if people don't say exactly what you want them to say, they're quick to leave and everything. Give me a chance. I don't actually agree with most of what I say, and I usually change my opinion often. So like, I don't put a lot of thought into like what I say before it comes out of my mouth. So like, if I ever say anything that offends you by accident, just know it is by accident, and I don't mean any harm. Like literally, I don't. I would never say anything intentionally to make somebody upset, you know. I may say something that I think is funny and it's just not. That is something that seems right. Like, because again, I don't put a lot of thought into what I say. I just say it, and I do drink while I'm doing this stuff, so like my brain's not at optimal level, so it is likely that I'll probably say something at some point that may upset people. Don't take it seriously, and feel free to reach out if I ever say something that it is upsetting. I'll be the first to apologize. I'm quick to apologize when I've done something that upsets people, even if it wasn't unintentional, even if I don't think that it's all that bad and stuff. If I ever say something that makes you angry or something like that, give me a chance to apologize. It's not a big deal. I don't have a lot of views that I hold strongly about anything, so if I mean, if we have a difference of viewpoint, I don't get into like a lot of controversial subjects on here, like politics or religion or anything like that. But sometimes might touch upon something that uh, might rub somebody the wrong way because I say something just sarcastically or something that I don't even actually believe. Um, I don't mean anything by it. I really don't. I don't have like strong views on almost anything really. I'm kind of all over the place in my own thinking. Like I'm just a confused individual living in this world. That's the best way to put it. I don't have any answers for anything. So, like, who am I to judge? Who am I to tell you guys what to think? Um, I might have an opinion on how to paint with coffee or what kind of hot sauces to take, but that's about it. I don't have any strong opinions on anything. Oh, Kevin, who am I voting for? You know I'm voting for you. I'm voting for you, Kevin. And when I go to church, it's just to say hi to you, man. Whatever church you're at, that's where I'm going to be. Anyway, Larry says hater is just fine. I think his screen name was specific to the stream. He may just, yeah, he just, yeah. I mean, some people come in here and they just lurk. You know, they don't have anything to say. That's fine. Um, some people come in here with like weird names and stuff like that, and I'm not sure if they're the same person as somebody else and stuff. Like, there's been people who's come in recently with these names that I don't recognize, and they chat as if they've been here all along. So I really don't know. Yeah, and some people call other people goobers, right? So like if so in my mind a goober is a peanut, right? Because that's what I understand back when I lived in Georgia. But if some people are offended by the word goober and I call you a goober by accident, I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything by it. It's a tough world we live in. People get upset over all kinds of different things, and I get it. I get it. People are passionate about the things that they're into. I'm not here to knock any of that. Like it is an election year. People are very passionate about that. It's like whenever I say anything, it's meant as a joke or it's meant as like some ill attempt at humor about pop culture subjects. I don't care who's running for whatever. Well, I mean, I guess I kind of care, but it's like I'm not here to like influence your opinion. You guys have already made up your mind about certain things, I'm sure. Like I'm sure everybody's made up their mind already about this particular election year because it's a replay of the last one, So like, eh, I don't see anybody with new opinions. So I'm not here to influence anybody's opinion on any of that kind of stuff. That's you guys can go watch some other channel for that. Um, I'm I don't really talk about things like religion and stuff. I talk about philosophy a lot. Like I'm pretty big on philosophy. Um, you know, I have the same questions as other people about like why we're here and what we're supposed to be doing and things like that. Um, that's all. That's all something I would approach from like a philosophical standpoint. Like, what do people, smart people who put a lot of thought into it? What do they say about it? Things like that. None of those topics are off topic or off the table or whatever. I don't mind talking about those. Um, Trying to think what are some controversial things. Kevin said, I didn't mean to actually make you go political, dude. I'm not a political person. Trying to think, what are some controversial subjects that I probably would actually talk about? Hot sauces. I find hot sauces to be very controversial these days. I used to say pro, and now I'm saying anti. I'm anti hot sauces. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm full anti hot sauce here. I'm leaning anti hot sauce. I think they're still good in certain circumstances, but in general, I'm going to say I am not pro hot sauces. But yeah, I don't know. At some point, I'm probably going to say something that just doesn't sit well with people about whatever. Anyway, my point is I don't mean anything by it. I really don't. I'm just here to draw pictures and hang out with you guys. Um, I was raised kind of to like stay away from touchy subjects and in mixed company, I guess. So like, if you've got if you've got a best friend that you've said controversial things to and they don't hold it against you and stuff, that's a little bit different than say you're at So you're at the office or something like that, and you say something that might seem funny, but to you or like to like your group of friends or something, but it is a mixed company. You really don't know people's backgrounds or anything like that. Um, I've always been raised to just kind of steer clear of those type of conversations, and I'm pretty good at that actually. I'm pretty good at just having a neutral point of view in general. And I think a lot of that comes from actually genuinely not having any answers. I'm willing to admit I don't know shit about shit. So, you know, when somebody comes to me and they say, I'm trying to think of something that's not too bad, but like, I don't know, like financial advice or whatever. Like if somebody comes to me and they say, oh man, you should put your money in mutual funds or, oh, you need to invest in this stock. I'm like, dude, I don't know. I have zero opinion on that. Like, I don't know shit about shit when it comes to that kind of stuff. If somebody came to me and they, well, here, all right, here's one because like we all lived through this, like COVID, for example, right? So if somebody comes to me and they have like some opinion on COVID, I get it. That's everybody's got one of those opinions. You're not going to find me with too much of an opinion on it because it's like I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm not a medical expert or something. I rely on medical experts to tell me what to do. And somebody might be like, "Well, you're a sheep or whatever." It's like I'm a sheep. I'm a sheep, and I hope to live. I hope to live. I hope this sheep will live through the next pandemic because like I I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Somebody has to tell me. So like during that whole COVID mess, you know, where some people were, especially here in Kentucky, some people were like really upset about like, well, you got to wear a mask and stuff. I'll wear a mask. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I don't. It's not a political statement. It's just like somebody said you should wear a mask and you're going to live longer. I don't know if that's true or not. That that's me. It's like I don't know these things. So like I don't have a strong opinion about them because like I, I have a very limited set of skills and they're very specialized. They're either programming or like just logic and problem solving in general. That's tied in with the programming. And then I got maybe enough skill to crank out a Beagle picture in coffee, and that's it. That's the extent of my knowledge about anything. If you have an opinion on one of these things, I would much rather hear your opinion than offer one of my own. Okay, Larry says, I'm just glad when Jeremy was talking about the animals, he said we. I'm just happy to hear there is someone else. There, yeah, yeah. There's there's people in my life. I'm not just a guy in a room trying, paint picture. But my best friends are the dogs. Like Kevin is a real person. Like he lives in town. I could go and visit Kevin tomorrow if I wanted to. Like we can meet up for a beer. We have done that in the past. He's a former coworker of mine. We always got along. He's a great guy. Um, Hopefully Kevin won't take offense to this. I would rather hang out with my dogs because I love my dogs. My dogs are awesome. Kevin is like Kevin's up here. He's really high on the type of on the list of people I like. We have another friend, Ian. Ian's up there as well. So like I don't know, Kevin's a little bit cooler than Ian. So I would put Kevin up here. Ian's down here. But my dogs are up here. So like I'm, you know, I'm I'm okay. I've got things in my life to keep me occupied. Um, Kevin is a fun guy to have a beer with, by the way. Like if I don't know why any of you guys would come and visit to hang out with Kevin, but if you did, if you ever came to hang out with Kevin, he's a he's the guy that you want to hang out with. He's one of the best storytellers. Like I'm going to talk about him like he's not even here, but he is one of the best storytellers I have ever met. Like there are people from Kentucky that are just natural storytellers. Like you can tell that there are people who 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 actually enjoy living in Kentucky and are good examples of people from Kentucky. And they always have the best stories. They always have like a solid grasp of history and the bourbons and the horses, all of that stuff that makes Kentucky what it is. Cavan is one of those people. He is a an ambassador to Kentucky. That's what I would call him. So that's why he's a little bit higher than Ian. Ian's okay. I'm just joking, of course. Like sometimes Ian watches the show, so I'm messing with them. But Ian is the friend of mine who does the Kurt Russell podcast. So like if you guys like Kurt Russell, you should go and listen to him with his buddy Joe. They do a great podcast on Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell Rules is the name of the podcast, and Kurt Russell does rule. Ian's a nerd. 100% Ian's a nerd. But he's a cooler nerd than I am. I feel like I'm a dorkier nerd than Ian. Ian's like a cool nerd, I think. Rome says, I am celebrating 25 years of no crimes, July 3rd. Just cannabis crimes. Okay, cool. You know, like depending on what state you live in, cannabis isn't even a crime. That's it. That's the type of controversial subjects maybe that I might talk about. Like I don't really have a strong opinion, except that it doesn't seem like cannabis really hurts anybody. So I don't personally have anything against it. But that's the kind of semi-controversial things that maybe first off, you guys can talk about whatever you want. If you guys want to talk about, you know, what like as long as it's like family friendly, I don't care what you guys talk about. If it's not family friendly, I'll try to ask you to roll it back a little bit because there are some kids who watch this show. But beyond that, I don't care what you guys talk about. If you guys want to talk about politics amongst yourselves, whatever, I probably wouldn't chime in. I'll be like, oh, that's an interesting opinion you've got. So check out this dog ear I'm painting. Dog stretching. They were not happy with that vet. They were like, first off, imagine from a dog's point of view how demeaning it is to have to go and get shots. It's like you're. I hate anytime I have to anytime I have to impose my will upon the dog. Like as human beings, we're supposed to, you know, be the masters of our dogs. You know, tell them what to do and stuff like that. Um, it's just the way it is. But I don't feel comfortable in it with it. It's like I treat dogs like people where I am. I feel uncomfortable making the dog do something. It's like if the dog wants to do it, great. But if the dog doesn't want to, it's like I don't know. I guess if you have kids or whatever, you have to make the kids do stuff sometimes, like clean your room, go to bed at a certain time, take a bath, things like that. You have to like impose your will upon your kids. Um, Animals, you know, I think they only have like a 5 year old's brain, and you basically have to impose your will upon them. But I always feel uncomfortable doing it. So it, it's so demeaning to this dog to have to go to the vet and get a shot, you know, because they don't have any. You can't you can't talk to the dog and say like, um, "Hey, dog, this is in your best interest. You really don't want to get rabies or whatever. So like, we're gonna go to the vet. You're gonna get shot. You're gonna feel good about it, because like you're gonna live longer." You can't have that rational conversation with the dog. Um, I wish you could. That'd be better because like it just feels like you're forcing the dog to do something against its will. And I always feel uncomfortable. Like, um, I gave my dogs a bath today so that they would smell fresh when they went to the vet. And it's just, you know, you put them in the tub, they don't really want to be there. You feel bad that they have to be there, but they have to smell nice. Um, I don't know. It's just so weird because I do think of them as like family members and stuff, you know. I don't know what my point is with that, but they were not happy with me and I felt bad about it. Tom says, the stream never fails to put me in a good mood. Awesome. Great. My job is done. Yeah, I want you guys to feel good when you watch these streams. I don't, even though I reserve the right to complain about something, I don't want you guys to have to come in and feel like sad watching these streams or like uncomfortable watching these streams. So hopefully I do put off a positive vibe. I try to. I want you guys to feel good. So that's cool, Tom. I appreciate that, man. Rome Dog says, don't commit crimes. That is good advice. Do not commit crimes. Or if you do, make sure you get away with it. I'm just kidding. Don't commit crimes. But like, I don't know, is the cannabis thing a crime? I feel like that depends on where you live. Like, there are some states. Well, I guess you could still commit. Hey, he's back. All right. Hey, look at that. We talked about him, and here he is. Hey, Hater, how's it going, man? We were worried about you. I was unwell due to a severe accident. Oh, I'm so happy you're back. We were concerned. We were starting to hear the worst because like it's been a while. Like I was trying to like I don't know. I was trying to keep everybody feeling positive about what was going on, but deep in my mind, I'm like, oh, Hater may not have made it. Like, but no, I'm so happy that you're here. That's great. Um, man, so severe accident, second occurrence within the past 6 months. I had remembered that you had said something about recovery for something, and I was wondering if you were like MIA because of that. Like, I thought maybe you were out of the loop just because like you were I don't know in the hospital recovering or something like that. So it sounds like you had another accident. That's terrible, man. Hope you get better soon, and don't feel like you have to be in here. We were just concerned about you. You could send an email or something like that and let us know you were alive. I'll tell you what I think people were missing is your food report. Like you would always come in here and tell us what you were eating, and we would all be super jealous. So yeah, man, that's awesome. That is great timing. Yeah, cool. Fucking miss you a lot. Nice. All right, well there you goes, guys. Hater lives. Nice. This is all positive. This is great. I'm glad that man, I would hate to get bad news like, oh man, something happened to him or something like that. That would be terrible. So yeah, that's cool. So yeah. So we were talking about cannabis. I think that all of that is legal in most states. So it's not legal here in Kentucky, so I don't really know the laws in other places. But I feel like you're not going to get in trouble for cannabis like you used to back in the day. Especially if you live in places like Colorado, places that have like um, recreational usage or something. I guess you could still get in trouble, like you're not supposed to sell it or something like that. Actually, I don't know what the rules are. I don't think you're supposed to sell. I think you're supposed to be licensed, but you're not supposed to sell alcohol or anything either. You're not even supposed to serve alcohol without training here in Kentucky. I'm sure that's the same in most places. Yeah, don't worry, hater. We picked up the food talk in your absence. Absolutely. On a long enough timeline in this chat, the conversation always ends up being about food. You guys love your food. I would like to start a separate channel maybe where we're doing like food stuff. Like maybe you guys recommend a recipe or something like that and try to create it. That would be kind of interesting, I think. That would be a fun channel. I That's the channel I wanted to see Hater. I remember mentioning this. I wanted to see Hater do a channel of some sort. Um, just because like I imagine he has a British accent. People with British accents are just naturally cool. Like whenever somebody talks with a British accent, I always feel like they're just way smarter than me. Like whenever somebody says something, yeah, it could even be bad advice. But if it's bad advice in a British accent, I'm just gonna listen more. It's like especially like when it comes to medical advice. I don't know. I feel like it should be in a British accent. Financial advice, British accent, just life in general, British accent for sure. They just sound smarter. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, kid, absolutely. Hater needs a cooking show because the difference is it'd be different if like Hater was like, yeah, I went to this restaurant and I had this food, but no, Hater says that he's cooking this stuff during whenever he's talking about the food that he's having. This is stuff he's making at home. That's why I think yeah, a cooking show for sure. It'd be different if you were just like a foodie going around to different restaurants or something like that. But if you're actually cooking this stuff, that'd be cool. I would tune in for that. I couldn't do a show like that just because, like, I don't know, food costs a ton of money. You think art supplies cost a lot, but also it's like, so my brother's a chef, and I make this joke, but I think it's true. You should never trust a skinny chef, right? So, like, I mean, He's losing weight, but he had I pick on him sometimes about his weight just because we're brothers and that's what we do. I don't mean anything by it, but um, he's he's got a bit of a belly, but I think that's right for what he does. He is a chef. He cooks and stuff like that. I don't think like if he was like a super skinny guy, I don't think people would trust him. You wouldn't trust his food and never try to trust a skinny chef. I stand by that, right? So like that's why I wouldn't do a cooking show because like I would be eating everything that I made and I would just be like a big dude, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I like food. I had a pizza tonight, which is probably not a good way to follow up a hot sauce challenge. That hot sauce wasn't terrible. Just some of them were. I was really I mentioned it already, but I'll say it again. I was really surprised that the super hot sauce was actually good tasting. It wasn't that bad. It had some flavor to it. Chicken nuggets, I think, are the perfect thing to eat hot sauce on. Lorraine says, "Sorry to hear about your accident, but glad to see you back." Yeah, especially when he says this is the second time he's had an accident. I am kind of curious about that. I don't really want to get into your business, Hater, if you're still around and stuff, but I am kind of curious how to. I mean, an accident seems like it's random and literally accidental. It's like how did that happen twice? That's terrible. That sounds like bad luck. So I don't want to get into your business, but I am kind of curious how that worked out. Um, just because he always asks, and I always appreciate it when he does ask. I think that's cool. I think I can give an update on my friend. I think my friend is coming up on their not this month, maybe next month. Uh, their their appointment to just check and see if all the cancer is gone. And I think it's going to be good news. So last I talked to him, I think they were saying that that was in August, but it may be like sooner. I'll have to double check with them, but that's coming up soon. So that's cool. Um, but yeah, Olivia, I think she's going to be okay, which is awesome. That's another coworker of mine, worked with for years, kept in touch. That place I worked at, like most of the people there do stay in touch after they left and everything, which is kind of cool. The thing is, it was a job in the horse world, and what I found is that the whole horse world, the horse industry, whether it's horse sports or horse racing or just like I don't know, people who take care of horses, horse farms, it's actually not a very large community. At least here in Kentucky, it seems like everybody who works with horses knows everybody else. It's it's kind of a small, tight knit community. And the thing is, it's kind of funny because like there's a there's a certain type of horse person, and once you know a horse person, they all have the same personality. So you might as well have known everybody else just because like we're all the same when it comes to the horses. Um, Bunch of little carbon copies of each other running around here in Kentucky. It's funny. This is an adorable vehicle. Um, let's see. Rum Dog says, Larry, they always ask if I'm on parole. I'm like 25 years ago with no crimes. They go back onto the computer to verify that I'm not lying, and it's always a good experience afterward. Definitely a change. Hey, if you got 25 years with no crimes, it sounds like you used to have a bunch of crimes. That's awesome, man. Like, keep up the good work. Don't, especially if they were like drug related and stuff. That's phenomenal, man. Living the living the straight and narrow. Rum Dog says here in California it's legal-ish. I assume he's talking about the marijuana. Hallmark says, was it actually the hot sauce or was it the vodka and creamer that got you? So it's a combination of things. Thanks for bringing that up. The it's a number of things. So it's the hot sauce, but then to compensate for the hot sauce, you are having the vodka and the heavy cream, right? So that's probably not good for your stomach anyway. You should probably shouldn't be mixing vodka and cream together and drinking in large amounts. So that's no good. Um, it was the drinking of the hot sauce instead of putting it on the nuggets. That's bad. So that's three strikes already. And then the fact that just the sheer amount of food that you eat. So like during these hot sauce challenges, that one went on for 2 hours. And previous ones, there was this like trivia aspect to it, to where you're answering trivia questions, and if you get them wrong, you had to eat the hot sauce. Um, you just end up eating so much food. It's like ridiculous. And so part of it is like your stomach is upset because you ate too much. So you ate too much. You have hot sauce in your stomach, and it's rattling around in there, and it's conflicting with the vodka and heavy cream that you've been drinking. Um, it's just a bad combination. It's just not good. And then I don't know, like it's not like I'm the smartest person in the world, so I shouldn't have probably had the I forgot about this. I had a shepherd's pie yesterday, and if you know what a shepherd's pie is, that's all grease. It's just like beef grease. It's beef grease with a bunch of like vegetables and then like mashed potatoes on top, but it's mostly grease, um, or at least the best shepherd's pie. So like in my stomach yesterday was hot sauce, chicken nuggets, shepherd's pie, vodka, and coffee creamer. So that's what did it. That's what got me. It's probably the base shepherd's pie. I love shepherd's pie though. Speaking of people from England or Ireland or something like that, shepherd's pie is like the best thing that they ever gave us. It's it's good stuff, guys. I don't know who thought to do that, to like just put everything into like a big, it's basically a casserole like at that point. So like you put your beef in there, you put your veggies. This one was like oh, I'm sorry, this one wasn't beef, this was lamb. I forgot about that. So this was like a lamb shepherd pie. Still it's still the same deal, like all that grease and stuff. I don't do well with grease anyway. So like if I eat enough grease, like I can eat a pizza and it's gonna make me upset. Like if I eat the whole pizza, which is usually what I do because I can't control myself. Like I don't know, uh, just eating a pepperoni pizza is probably a little bit too much. I'm not as young as I used to be, so like all that stuff does kind of add up. I don't know. It's just a bad combination of things. Hater says, I would like to apologize to everyone for my absence from the stream. Unfortunately, I had an accident with my sports bike and collided with the logistics container, crushed decentralized wallet as well. Oh man, hey, look, you do not need to apologize. We were just concerned about you. That's all. You are under no obligation to tune in. It's just, people you people like you. So like we were concerned whether or not you were okay because we hadn't seen you in a while. But I'm glad you chimed in, but certainly don't apologize. There's nothing to apologize for. Um, Anybody, like whenever you pop in, that's great. Whenever you don't have, like if you're just busy and you can't pop in, don't feel like you're obligated to watch the show. I don't feel obligated to do the show. So like some of these days, I might take some of the time off. I don't see myself doing that unless like there's a really good reason to. But no one should feel obligated to pop in. Tyler says, "We understand, hater. No worries as long as you're better." Tyler says, "My Boston Celtics are killing it." And somebody who doesn't follow a lot of sports, I thought the Celtics were like basketball. Like, is it basketball season? Is that baseball maybe? Don't know. I feel like I should watch more sports just so I can keep up with you guys when you're chatting in here about Boston Celtics. Hey, cool, man. Hey, hater. What's the deal? You gonna start a cooking show or not? Everybody in here wants to see you do a cooking show. So if you ever feel like doing a cooking show, you're gonna have like, I don't know, at least 10, 20 subscribers straight off. I will be one of them. Because like the most of the food that it sounds like you cook is like I don't know, Indian curry inspired dishes and stuff. That's something that I would enjoy eating. So that's definitely something I would enjoy watching. So you get that going. You get better first. I don't want you to like. I mean, it sounds like you're still recovering. But yeah, so you do that, and then when you feel better, you start that cooking show, and we'll all be there to watch. Obviously, this is your target demographic. Yeah, everybody here is all about the food. Like literally, every conversation we have ends up being about food. I love it. So this guy's looking pretty good. I think there are some like some of those neat effects I'd like to put in here. Get some splatters going, things like that. I think I would like to maybe put some more drips in here. So you don't really have a lot of control over these splatters because you are just kind of like tapping your brush. But like if I go like this, it's gonna kind of go across like this. If I go like this, it's going to go more vertical. So you do have some control over these things. It's not completely random. And then, like if you have a lot and you just kind of go like that and you get that little row. I do love doing this though. And then the brushes matter too. So like this is a little bit thicker brush. Like if I came in with this smaller brush, right? So this smaller brush here, and I did this, I'm gonna get like little smaller specks. You see how that works? So that might be kind of cool if you're just kind of trying to. So like through here as they so all right. So just to explain a little bit about the composition that I usually work with. So through here I have like a focal point, right? It's usually centered around the eyes. So like when you're looking at this Regal Beagle is Lorraine's calling it. I love that Regal Beagle. So when you're looking at the Regal Beagle, this is your focal point. Obviously, the soul is in the eyes, so that's where the personality of the dog's going to be. There's still some work to do through here. Like there's going to be some darker area and stuff like that. I'll let it dry first before I put that in. But anyway, that's going to be your focal point. So as you move away from the focal point, it gets a little more abstract. So to me, I like to make it seem like it's almost dissolving out as it gets away from the focal point. So um, I end up putting like a lot of texture down here. You guys have seen it gets kind of crusty down here. I put like these little drips and stuff. I put these little splatters because it's almost like the dog is dematerializing away, if that makes sense. And I love that effect. I love that effect when people do that in watercolor. I love it obviously with this. And then if you do make a mistake, or just something you're not happy with. So like I feel like this is a bit distracting. You can just mop it up. Just kind of lift that up. And then I always have some clean water. So I have like 2 glasses of water. They're both gonna look the same, but one of them I use to clean my brushes. The other one just has clean water. So I'll just use that clean water there. Just kind of lift that right up, and then boom, gone. It's like an eraser. So even though you're just randomly putting splatters in, it's not completely random. You do have some control over what you're doing. It just looks random, and that's kind of the key. Um, it's a bit of a magic trick. It's a bit of an, an illusion. It is the illusion of a dog coming out of the paper. Anyway, so I like that. That looks kind of cool. I'm not going to put the rings in tonight. I'll probably wait and do that in the morning because I kind of want some of this stuff to dry. But I am happy to put in, you know, some more heavy splotches. So what I like to do here in some areas is you see how dark that is? So if I don't mess with that, if I just leave that sitting there, for the most part, it's going to dry in a pool, right? And what this looks like, some of you guys have gotten some of these paintings that I've sent you. Um, you'll see that this kind of becomes almost like a creme brulee crust, right? It's like this little crusty area that pools and it dries, and sometimes it even cracks and stuff, which is fine. It's just the nature of the medium. But when it doesn't dry solid like that, I think this is kind of dry solid like that. Sometimes you get this like little crater looking stuff, like or here and stuff, where it kind of is dark on the edges and stuff, but light through here. It looks almost like a topographical map to me. I like that. I think that's cool. So these are the things I like. I mean, everybody's gonna have their own different take of it, but to me that's what makes these a signature coffee painting by Jeremy. These are the aspects that make it this. So, I mean, they're not all exactly alike, which is, cool. They're all kind of custom and everything, and each one's going to look a little bit different, but they're all going to have that kind of similarity that makes them recognizable as all done by the same artist in the same style. That's what I like about it. And not all my artwork does that, you know? Like some of my stuff sucks. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Uh, if this is your first time on the channel, I tell you what, watch this one, subscribe, enjoy yourself, but don't go back and watch the other ones because they're terrible. Just come in and hang out with us. It's fun. Yeah, come in, hang out with us, enjoy the conversations. Don't watch my videos because they're all terrible. I'm just kidding. But it is hit or miss. Like some of them are really good. Some of them I'm proud of. Some of them I chalk up to like, well, I'm still learning. It's okay. Still practicing. I am not a master yet. Um, is is Anakin Skywalker had to go through like I am part of the Jedi Council, but I am not a master yet. But I have not earned the rank of master. So I'm a Jedi. I'm just not a master yet. Hater says, once I return to my normal self from being mummified, Hater, I will embark on a cooking journey. Awesome. That'd be cool. Lorraine has to go. Take care, everyone. Be happy, be safe. Good job, Jeremy. Thank you, Lorraine. I appreciate that. I am probably going to wrap this up soon because this is probably at the point where there are some touch-ups. You guys know how it goes with these coffee paintings. There's a there's a lot I do while on the live stream, but then some of it is kind of like, time consuming. And I work on this stuff a little bit tonight, a little bit in the morning before I actually post the finished piece. It looks mostly like this, but definitely one of the transformations is that some of these lighter areas do become darker. So, for example, here on the ridge of the ear, that should really, so this value through here, it looks pretty dark already, but it should be as dark as this. So that'll be darkened up. The eye will be darkened up. Certainly the gums, I guess, in the mouth and stuff. Um, Larry says, Beagle looks amazing. Thank you so much, Larry. I appreciate that. Always these noses go through like several layers before I can get them as dark as I want because you got that little nostril there. And the other thing, the lighting in here sucks. So like there's like a lot of reflection and stuff. So I need to wait until I can get looking at this from several angles to see how dark it is. So that's all just tedious stuff that happens over time. You have to like put down a layer, let it dry, see if it looks as dark as you want, come back over it again. It's the whole thing about being an artist, I really believe it. And this is why I love it. It is almost like meditation, where you're learning patience and all these great things, all these great beneficial things that have nothing to do with art. Um, it is a lot about patience. So you have to like wait for these things to dry. You have to believe that you have to believe in the imagination of it. So you have to visualize what this beagle is going to look like eventually, and then just work it until it reaches that level. And that's tough because it could be a multi-day process. It could be like, when some people are doing some of these paintings and stuff, those some people spend 6 months on a painting, you know. screw that, but that's what some people do. Um, it is a lot about patience. And what do they call them? Soft skills. There's a lot of soft skills in being a artist that I didn't know going into this, and now that I know, it's like I'm fascinated by that aspect of it. I really think that everybody should create art, just because it's so good for your well-being. It's so good for your mental health. It's so good for your I was gonna say physical health, but not really. It has nothing to do with your physical health. But for your mental well-being, it is awesome to develop some of these skills like patience and just like, exercise and creativity, using your imagination. Um, I often say, because it's true, there's no downside to it. It's like, why not? I feel like everybody should. It doesn't matter if you're not going to create like a beagle like this. You don't have to. I certainly wouldn't have been doing this my first time out either. Um, but you develop that stuff over time. The point is that you commit to it, and you don't give up until you're happy with it. Like, a lot of people will go in and try to draw a beagle and put 5 minutes into it and call it done. That's exactly what I'm not telling you to do. I'm telling you to do the opposite. It's like, keep working that beagle until it's done, until it resembles the beagle that you have in your imagination. So anyway, this is probably a good stopping point. I think it looks like a beagle, so it's gonna look good in the thumbnail. So that's good. That's always the important part. I don't want to call it finished until it looks good in the thumbnail. Um, Honestly, like some of the effects and darkening some areas and stuff to really reinforce those. I think that's really about it. As far as like things that you're going to probably see done over the next couple of hours, like into the morning. When I post it tomorrow, it'll look mostly like this, so that's good. Let's see what else we got here in the chat. We got Hater. Awesome that you came back, Hater. People were worried about you. It's great. Um, yeah, just from dog and Hater talking. Larry says, good night, kids. See ya, Rome. Be careful, Hater. Yeah, be careful, Hater. If you're going to be riding your bike around, getting into accidents, just, I don't know, take the bus. Go for a walk or something like that. So just stop riding your bike. If you keep running into things on your bike, maybe that's your clue to just don't do that. Do something else. Um, but yeah, we were concerned about you, so I appreciate you checking in. I appreciate that. You're always a good guy. So thanks. Kid says, bye, Larry. Have a good weekend, Goober. That is right. It is Thursday. So when you wake up tomorrow, it's going to be Friday. So enjoy the weekend. If I don't see you on Saturday, I haven't decided whether or not I want to do a Saturday one this time. We'll see. But anyway, that's it. That's all I got. I appreciate you guys checking in to see if I survived the hot sauce challenge. I'm feeling okay. My stomach's still a little queasy, but I'll live. I appreciate you guys being concerned about that. Kid says doggo looks great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, but anyway, this has been a lot of fun. I see the dogs have woken up and they're like, yeah, there's a Guinness cameo. Anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I will be back definitely on Tuesday, maybe on Saturday. I don't know. I really don't know if I'm willing to commit to that. Usually on Saturdays I do the pastel landscape pictures, and I've been enjoying doing that. So I'll probably will come in on Saturday if I remember to. But that's it. I'll finish up this picture and I'll post it to the community tab tomorrow morning. Until then, you guys have a great one. I'll see you guys definitely on Tuesday. All right. So have a good one and bye.